and welcome. Today we will talk about how to use R script in Power BI. R is a popular statistical programming language. We can leverage for data science models like clustering or regression. We can use R in Power BI to run scripts in Power Query or to create visuals once we load the data. In order to run our script anywhere in Power BI, we need to properly configure it both on our computer and also with Power BI desktop itself. R programming might sound daunting, but this short video is aiming to help finance professionals to use R scripts. You do not need any coding skills. There could be two ways to utilize R script. First, connect with the data source. Within Power Query embedded in Power BI desktop, we can use R scripts to pull data originally from the data source when we set up the initial data connection, then continue to transform with Power Query. We can also use it to run on top of the existing query that we already set up to another connection type within the Power Query editor. For example, we might want to connect to Power BI data flow and transform this connection. Then run a model on top of these existing steps using R script. We can think of these R scripts running on top of existing connections within Power Query. A bit like sandwiches, because we can continue to form these queries with built-in steps in the Power Query editor before loading them into Power BI. We'll be using a real and very simple case examples. How to replace empty values with mean values. That is the average value. Let's dive in. First, I will open the Power BI desktop. To save time, I already loaded the data source. Go to transform data and transform data. That will open the Power Query embedded in Power BI. I just loaded a source file. On the right, these are the Power Queries generated by the system when I load the data source. In the source data, we can see there are a few missing values. And what we want to do is to replace the missing values with the mean values. We could do it in Power Query itself, but it requires a few steps. In this case, I use R scripts within Power Query. It will help us to improve efficiency and achieve this in one go. How do we do that? I will first show you how to utilize R scripts. Then we can go through together how to use the ChatGPT to create these R scripts for us. All right. If we go back to this PPT, I already have the R scripts on the right. Copy it and go back to the Power Query. There, go to the Transform tab and click Run R script. Paste the R scripts. Click OK. All right. Now these R scripts already generated the output for us. If we compare with the source data before the R scripts, there are empty fields. After the R scripts, the empty field is being replaced by the mean value. As easy as that. Basically, these R scripts is just saying search for the empty field and replace it with the mean value. The best part is we do not need to understand the programming or write it by ourselves. We can easily utilize ChatGPT for that. I will open ChatGPT. Again, to save our time, I will not input step by step. Let's go through together. This is a recording of the process, how to get this R script without knowing any coding language. So first, we need to write a prompt just to help ChatGPT to understand the context. I'm saying please act as Power BI and R expert, and let's focus on R script within Power Query. Then I continue to copy and paste the details of existing query. That will help ChatGPT to understand the header names and the dataset name. What I'm showing here is just the details in the existing query that I just copy and paste one by one up to here. 3 steps. Let's go back to ChatGPT. And then in the end, I have this call for action. Please write R script to be used in this Power Query to replace NA or null values with mean values and display the output. So with the prompt, helping ChatGPT to understand what is the context and provides the details of the existing query in Power BI. In the end, call for action, make the target clear. Then ChatGPT will reply immediately and provide the R scripts. What we can do is you do not even need to read this line by line. Just copy the code and paste to Power Query like we just did. Run the script. And if the script is not working, we will be receiving the error message. Then what we need to do is, again, without reading the error message, just copy paste the complete error message and tell ChatGPT, okay, we received a message. This will trigger a new script. If the script is not working, again, we repeat the step. As you can see in this case, the third script ChatGPT provided was working as expected. Just now, I just used this third script. We can test, like if I copy from the second and go back to the Power Query, I will remove the steps. Now again, run R scripts, copy and paste. Okay. So this script is not working, as we can see in this error message. What I did is just copy and paste back the error message to ChatGPT. Then in the end, this third suggestions from ChatGPT. It works like magic. Of course, within each step, we can easily read through and just modify, for instance, replace the suggestions with the correct dataset. But if we do not possess any coding knowledge, just continue to ask. Eventually, it would work. All right, let's go back to the case. So, like this case, and for many similar cases, if we want to combining the data, replace it, or replace the value with certain statistic models, we can easily first connect to the data source and work with the Power Query, then utilize R scripts to transform the data in a quicker and simpler way, then continue to work with Power Query. We just went through a simple example, then discussed how to use ChatGPT to write R script without any coding knowledge. If you would like to utilize R in Power BI, this simple example will help you start with. And it is not as complex and daunting as it sounds. To continue from there, a few useful links. In Learn Microsoft, there are over 900 R libraries that we can download and utilize. In the same web page, you can also find out how to install R and one step-by-step example. How to install R, how to install R packages, and utilize it in Power BI Desktop. There are over 900 R packages that we can download and utilize. Then in Use R in Power Query Editor, you'll find where to install R and how to install the specific R library or packages, then to utilize it in Power BI. Thank you for listening. Hope you will find newfound efficiency by utilizing R within Power BI.